Alright, so now we're going to look at a little bit different principle. The principle is based upon, let's say we have a scene within a game. I'm going to put this thing out here. And in the game, we have a bunch of dynamic lights. And what happens is, usually when that happens, you have a lot of memory being used. So, in order to counteract something like that, what we do is bake shadows. Okay? So we're going to look at the principle of baking shadows first, and then we're going to go into a small example. So two small examples, one being, just basically how it works, and then the other one is what happens if. So what I'm going to do here is just create a very, very small example. And in this small example, what I want to do is take and assign two materials to this. Okay. I'm going to go into Maya Materials, Lambert. And rename the top one Ball. And this one, Plane. Also, I think I'll turn the ball into something with a specular highlight. So I'll go up here and change this to a blend. And I'll need to rename it. Okay, so I'm going to put the ball to the ball and plane to the plane. Alright, now wouldn't it be nice if these were color coded so you would get an understanding of what they are. So I'm just going to tint them on non-offensive color. There we go. So I also want to set up a light for the scene. Let's say I use the average everyday spotlight. I hit 7 on the keyboard and aim the light down. Okay. And I want to go rendering, high quality rendering. Be careful with this setting, you might need to save before you do it. Some video cards might not be able to handle it. It's very rare though. So with the light highlighted, I'm just going to go in here and change a few things. See how harsh this is on the floor? What I want to do is drop that off a little bit. And then extend the penumbra angle. So that'll make a nice soft fall off. Also, I'm going to adjust the cone angle quite a bit. So this will give me a nice drop off of this light. So also, what I want to do is kind of see what that looks like. I'm going to start out just by using the basic render, Mental Ray. If you don't have Mental Ray installed, you need to go over to Plugin Manager and turn it on by default. It's Maya to More. I usually put it on auto load. And then I'm going to go to Quality. Turn the quality to Production. And make sure Ray Tracing is on. With Ray Tracing on, what will happen is I can actually use the light with the Ray Tracing shadows. Go to the light, go to Shadows, and turn on Use Ray Trace Shadows. So let's get a preview of what that looks like. I'm going to turn on my resolution gate. That'll allow me to see exactly what's being rendered. And I'm just going to render this little scene using this button right here under rendering. Alright, so very basic. Now, see how harsh that shadow is? Along with the spotlight, what I want to do is just add a point light to the scene. And I'm going to put the point light over here, but I'm going to turn it way down. This is going to act as the ambient light within the scene. So this is, or diffused light within the scene, all this light that fills the room. This will cut down on the shadow quite a bit. So it'll give me a nice soft shadow. It's a little bit gray. Let me turn it up just a little bit more. We'll try that. That's much better. Okay, so now with all that, what we're going to do is set up this so that I bake the texture in on the ball and the plane. So the plane will have the shadow from the ball, and the ball will have the shadow from the light. That's in the next video.